I've always admired beautifully crafted furniture, but I never thought I'd be the one trying to make it. Today I'm stepping completely out of my comfort zone and into the world of furniture manufacturing to discover what it really takes to create a piece from scratch. This episode is a real roller coaster, and because nothing about this journey was simple, this story unfolds over 3 parts. This is part 1, and let's just say it only gets more interesting from here. Hey everyone, the last time you saw me, I was creating luxury perfume. Today, I will be building something luxurious from scratch. And to do so, I have a very special guest that's waiting inside who's going to teach me everything that I need to know. So let's go meet him. Hi Malaka.
Hi Mel. Welcome to Singer Furniture.
Thank you so much. Pleasure to be here.
Always a pleasure to have you.
I'm very excited to be your apprentice for the day today.
Great. I hope you're up for the challenge because you are going to go through a meticulous process.
Okay.
To be precise, it's going to be called the Rundle chair. It's
Okay.
one of the fastest moving chairs at Singer. So I'm going to take you through the entire process. So from the timber to the upcoating to the upholstery to the finishers and then the quality process, the quality check process. So that you will be going through that.
Okay.
And I want you to be up for the challenge.
Yes, it sounds like a lot, guys, but yeah, I am definitely up for the challenge.
Great. Then let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's go. After a quick tour through the showroom filled with beautifully crafted high-end furniture, it was time to go back to the very beginning to understand how something so beautiful actually begins its journey.
All right, Mel. So you saw the beautiful creations at our showroom.
Yes.
So I'm taking you to the place where it all begins, where all the magic starts.
Okay. This is a lot of timber.
That's a lot of timber, but don't worry, we carefully source them. We ethically source them because
Of course,
we purchase them while paying a tax to the government.
Okay.
So these are all state timber corporation timber. We source them, and it's teak.
Okay.
Right? So predominantly we do out of teak.
So all of this is teak? No, most of it is teak.
Most of it is teak. We do other wood as well.
And why teak?
Teak, why? Because it's actually a very viable option when it comes to commercial furniture, and it is the best out of all the commercial timber available. It has this teak oil in it that could withstand any borer attacks, right?
Those are those insects.
Those are insects, yeah. So that would destroy your furniture, and then it has a beautiful grain. And it could withstand any weather changes as well. So that's why
it's a complete package.
It's a complete package.
Okay. So what do we do with all of this wood?
All right. So today we are going to do a chair.
Okay.
So you are going to do a chair.
Okay.
And I will take you through how the sizing works.
Okay.
So we'll go to the next process and I'll explain further.
Okay. Very exciting.
All right. So Mel, I'm going to take you through the timber process.
Okay.
How it's going to be cut into sizes or cut into pieces and get the sizing right.
Okay.
So when it comes to production, timber needs to be sized initially because otherwise it will be a lot of waste.
Okay.
Right. So get the right sizing and then cut them into planks.
Okay.
Right. Planks or blocks, whichever the way it requires for the production. So that is where we are.
Okay.
Right. So we have the machine
here. Okay.
Right. The frame saw machine.
Scary looking machine.
Yes, it's been with us for a very long time.
Okay.
Almost 2 generations. I think it's almost 8 years old.
Okay.
So we will be cutting all the planks.
Okay.
Right. In this, and we will get them in order, and then we will be taking it out to the kiln process. That is where the wood, the drying process is, and then from there it will go to the production.
Okay. Nice. So I've just been told that this monster of a machine behind me churns out over 60 to 70 cubic feet of timber per day. So stick around as I'll be branching out to the rest of this factory, and you definitely wouldn't want to miss this. So where are we going now, Malaka?
So this comes to our next process, the most important thing, because well, wood is a living thing. I mean, you need to understand that it changes every now and then. So wood is basically a living thing, and we need to treat it as if it's something that we are going to, create something beautiful, and you need to treat it right. Otherwise, they tend to change.
So Malaka, where I'm standing right now, it's it's a bit hot.
Yes.
Hotter than usual.
Correct.
I know it's a hot day, but
Yeah.
this is hotter than usual.
Correct.
Is there a certain temperature that is maintained inside of this?
Yes, I'll come to that.
Okay.
So when I say we need to take good care of this, it contains water. The moisture level is there in the wood and we need to remove it. Not entirely.
Why is that?
Because see, as I said, it's a living being. We need water. We need water for them to breathe. It's like they breathe. So the ideal water percentage, moisture percentage is between 14 to 16%. Or
That's
12
it.
to 16%. Ideally, when we are to make furniture out of timber.
Okay.
So this is actually the process, the reversal of air conditioning process.
Okay.
So
Can you
usually,
explain that further?
So usually you take the cool air in and the outdoor unit sends the warm air.
The warm air out, yeah.
So this is the outdoor unit where we bring in the warm air.
Okay.
And then you send out the cool air. So you can basically chill your beer if you want,
Really?
on the other side unit.
Can I have a beer after
Of
this?
course you can do that.
Sure, okay.
So the warm air comes in and it, in a very subtle way. You can't overdo it. You can't, expedite it unnecessarily because then wood changes, in a crazy way.
Oh, okay.
They
how long
walk.
would it take, Margaret?
Usually 7 to 10 days we keep it like
7 to 10 days?
Yes.
Okay, wow. Margaret, so I realized that it's been stacked in a particular way. Is there a reason as to why it's stacked that way or is it just a coincidence?
No, there is a reason because usually it's a 24 to 30 day process if you are doing this the traditional way.
Okay, and that's naturally, completely
It's natural
Okay.
air.
Okay.
It's called Attigahanawa in Sinhala.
Attigahanawa.
Attigahanawa.
Okay.
So what we do is we take equal size of similar sizes of timber strips and we put them on a stack.
Okay.
So the same thing we do inside.
Inside.
Because if you don't do it right, Mel, we are going to have a lot of wastage because timber when it gets kind of seasoned or kiln dried inside, if it's not stacked the proper way, it could always warp.
Oh, and then you're at a big loss.
It's at a big loss because there could be a lot of wastages when we plane the wood.
Okay. So the stacking is a very important
It's a
process,
very
important part of the process.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So that's what we do here.
Okay.
Who would have thought wood has to be treated like a living, breathing thing? Just like us, it needs care and attention to transform into something greater.
So Margaret, you said that we'll be making a chair, but we haven't really started yet.
Hold on, because we have a lot more to learn about furniture and wood and timber. All right, Mel. So I'm going to ask you a question. Tell me. All right. So if you are going to use this wood to make a chair, tell me which part of this wood can be used.
Okay, first things first, it kind of looks like a skinny Sri Lanka. That's one thing I noticed.
Right, okay. Very creative.
Yeah. I think the entire thing. No, why not? No.
Wrong answer. You can't.
Why not?
Because see, that's the beauty of wood.
Okay.
If you see this part here, that mountain type, so this part is called the heartwood.
Okay.
The rest of it is called the sapwood.
The sapwood.
Yeah, we don't use the sapwood for
Why not?
production because see, it's the softer part of the wood and it doesn't have a lot of value and it contains more moisture and it tends
that's
to
why
change
it's a bit
more.
wet.
Yes, it's more wet here.
Okay.
Right? So this is the heartwood, which is the more harder part of the wood. So we use this for good production.
So it's just this bit, this portion here that can be used and all this cannot be used.
So you can see it's almost 50% of this going waste. So that is how it's an inherent issue with the timber.
Okay.
So if you take a log, 50% of that goes waste.
So is it like that with all types of wood or is it only teak?
Teak is better. That's why it's commercially viable. Some wood are there, which is almost 60-70% of the timber goes a waste. It's only a little that can be used.
So as a raw material, it's very tough to work with from what I've understood. Yeah.
It's a very tough job that we are, getting into every time we do something. So Mel, take a look at this piece of wood. So this is fairly a good piece of wood because it has less sap and more hardwood. So you ask me why sap cannot be used?
Yeah.
Because sap can be attacked by borers.
Okay.
Termites. So termite attack can be easily on a piece of sapwood.
Okay. But not the hardwood.
But not the hardwood.
Okay.
But the beauty of teak is teak has a natural oil.
Okay,
which
that's produced within its...
Yes, it's a natural preservative against these termites and borers.
Okay.
So even if you use the sap of teak, it is all right.
Oh, because it has that natural oil.
It has that natural oil. So that is why teak is a better wood or it's the best available wood for furniture.
Commercially viable, like you said.
Exactly. So Mel, let's make the chair.
Finally, let's go.
Yes. So the chair that we are going to do is called the Randall chair. You can see work in progress.
Okay.
Right? But we are going to start fresh. And we'll talk to the carpenter how to start.
Okay.
So Mel,
Yeah.
Randall chair. This is the base and we are going to fix the legs.
Okay.
Right? So I'm going to get your hands dirty.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask the carpenter.
I'm a bit nervous.
Exactly. Don't worry. Don't be nervous.
Okay.
So, Premana, අපිට කියන්නකෝ මේකේ හැඩ කැල්ල කපා ගන්න.
අපි දැන් බෑස් එකකින් හෙඩ කපන්න ගන්නේ බෑස් එකට දීලා හෙඩේ කපා ගන්න.
Let's go to the bandsaw.
Okay.
Right? To cut the food, not your fingers.
Yeah. Hopefully
Okay?
not.
Okay. All right. Scary.
So what's that adjustment that he's doing?
So
there?
the adjustment is how the blade works.
Oh, okay.
Because it cannot be too loose.
Okay,
No,
but
it
it
can
can't be
be
too
too tight. It needs to have that, the clearance.
Okay.
When it's cut through timber, it needs to move.
Oh, okay.
Because it's kind of a cut that goes through a very harder material.
okay.
If it's too tight, it will leave so many edges unneat. We are going to do it next.
Oh, okay.
You need to be on the line. So you are going to be doing this now.
Okay.
But you have to, I think, remove the cap or you have to wear it the other way around because it's a safety hazard.
Okay, okay.
Right? So
Okay.
I think it's safer.
Okay,
to
sure.
Change your cap.
So many things are making me nervous
Yes.
now. You know? Safety hazards and all.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
that's good. Okay.
Okay.
So, Premanath,
Nervousness, anxiety, worry, I felt it all. But one feeling stood above the rest, the pure excitement to master something new.
you can see, you can just stop halfway and still continue with the bandsaw.
Yeah.
Keep your fingers away from right.
Okay.
You have to be very careful. Good job.
Not perfect, but you know,
But
good for a first time.
Good
yeah?
for a first time.
Okay,
Very,
okay.
very good for a first time.
Okay.
I think.
And then next is this, yeah?
Yeah. So it's this line you need to follow, right?
Oh, okay.
This the outer line.
Outer okay,
line.
okay.
Yeah.
So here, yeah?
Yeah. Alright. Good job.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Not bad. Okay, next one. One more.
Okay. If you say so.
Not the best, but not bad for a beginner. Yeah?
It's good. It's good. Really good.
Thank you.
Just when I thought the hardest part was behind me, I was completely wrong. The next stage of building this chair forced me to tap into skills I never knew I had. Skills you'd never think were needed for furniture making. Do you think I'll actually succeed? Jump over to the next part to watch me try and uncover some hidden tips and tricks for mastering this craft. So keep watching to see if I accidentally chop off my fingers.